Okay, if you can start by telling us your name and what you do for a living.
Well, my name is Shane Fahey, and I'm a registered nurse.
Okay, great. And where do you work as a nurse?
Park West.
Okay. So, I guess you're dealing with, you do patient care all day long? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Is there a particular floor that you work on?
Yeah, it's pretty all-encompassing. It's renal, pulmonary, cardiac, GI bleeds sometimes, pancreatitis.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys, they kind of kept you on your floor or if they moved you around a lot.
Sometimes if you have too many nurses working at a time, they'll float you.
Okay.
It's kind of rare.
All right. Well, so just kind of tell me about why you're here today, why this is important to you, talking about the ACA and the HCA, the new bill that we're talking about. Why is that important to you?
So as a nurse, you have an obligation of fidelity towards your patients. I wish our representatives also felt this sense of fidelity towards those whom they serve. I don't see any benefit in this bill except for a political gain. It gives tax breaks to the richest, and it takes from the most vulnerable. So there isn't any fidelity or advocacy whatsoever.
Okay, I think that's a really good point, because you think about a doctor takes an oath.
Sure.
Nurses do, and a senator takes an oath to represent the people.
That's
so
true.
You're feeling like the people's interests aren't being represented here?
Not one bit. Not one bit. I mean, does this help premiums? Does this help deductibles? Does this help more people have access to health insurance? No, it doesn't. This is purely for political gain. It's so we can say we repealed and replaced Obamacare. Look what we did. People just say, "Oh yeah, we did it," but most of those people will lose health insurance. If they're under Medicaid, my health insurance will probably be fine. I'm not worried really about myself. It's those who are most vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, in Tennessee, they do say that something like 60,000 people could lose their employer insurance because of these changes, and I'm not sure exactly who that group is, but it's possible. And also some of the other things that affect, like the removal, with ACA, they took away lifetime caps. You can't cap somebody because they've used too much of their insurance. A lot of times when you have a preemie baby born and they might have a birth defect or something, they're in the NICU for a month. That can cost up to $1 million, and then pretty soon.
I was a preemie. I was in Children's Hospital.
Well, so you understand that if we have lifetime caps, it's possible for people to meet that cap before they're even 18 years old.
I've had patients in their 20s, upper 20s, mid 20s, who have congenital disorders. Mm-hmm. They can't help it. They have a healthy lifestyle. So we harm them too because we have some sort of grievance against those that we perceive that continue to harm themselves. I see unmanaged diabetes all the time. I see chronic smokers. People do harm themselves. So we have a grievance against them. Therefore, we hurt those with genetic disorders that can't help if they're born with one kidney. Now that the kidney's failing.
Yeah, there's so much of those pre-existing conditions, like you say, are congenital, are through no fault of our own, those type of things. And we have actually heard senators and House members say, well, it's because, blaming it on the patient, basically.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating, especially people like me who I have a congenital heart defect and had open heart surgery at 21. Mm-hmm. And so, when I hear that, it's like, I did nothing.
Sure.
Unless I did something really bad in the womb.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. And then just this week we talked to a mom who knew at 5 months that her baby was going to have really serious disability, and she chose to have that baby anyway because she just felt that was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And now these people who are so pro-life are talking about taking care away from her 8-year-old daughter that she chose to have as they would have wished.
I have a friend who's a priest. He's a Monsignor in the church. Uh-huh. Now he takes the pro-life stance, but he votes Democrat. And I say, father, how do you vote Democrat when it goes against your moral beliefs? He says, because they have a larger pro-life platform than Republicans ever will. And pro-life should be from conception to death. There isn't logical consistency with Republicans on that.
Right. And that's interesting too. I liked Tim Kaine's approach, who says that he's absolutely. He wouldn't do it, but he also would never take away someone else's choice. So to him, it's about, yes, I'm pro-life,
Sure.
but I would never take someone else's choice away because that's my choice,
Right.
And I think that's a good perspective to have.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate you being here. I appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you.
And we just want to get the message out to everybody. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.